Let's go ahead and get started. We have a big group today. As a reminder, please silence your cell phones. And for guests and visitors, my name is Jim Farmer, and President. I'd like to welcome you to all of you to the 11th meeting of the 50th year of the Dublin-Worthington Rotary Club. The invocation and pledge of allegiance will be offered by the one and only Al Rue, who I think is.
All right, you can bow your heads with me. Father, you have blessed us with the changing of the seasons. As we welcome the autumn months, may the earlier setting of the sun remind us to take time to rest. May the brilliant color of the leaves remind us of the wonders of your creation. May the steam of our breath in the cool air remind us that it is you who gives us the breath of life. May the harvest of the fields remind us of the abundance we have been given and are to share with others. And may the dying summer spirit remind us of your great promise that death is temporary and life eternal. In your name we pray.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our visitors and guests will now be introduced by Emily Bionda.
Thank you, Tim. So we have several guests with us here today. We have several folks from the school board, so we would like to ask Trent if you would please introduce them.
100%. So welcome. So with us today, we have Vicki Nesda. Vicki is our Director of Communications for Worthington Schools. Emily Greenwald is our Director of Secondary Education. So that's middle schools and high schools. Rob Messenheimer is our Director of Elementary Education. That's our 11 elementary schools and our Sutter Park preschool. And Jeff Maddox is our Assistant Superintendent. And we obviously are here to get to watch our amazing student product of Worthington, Carson, and talk about her book. And many of you know Carson's dad. I want to say publicly that we're thankful she takes after her mom.
And then we also have Charlie Mattingly with us today as a guest.
Yeah, so my guest is Dr. Charles Mattingly, retired cardiologist who lives 2 blocks away and was responsible for Louise and me finding the place we live in today.
Good.
No, she'll be clear. Yeah, okay. Did we miss anybody? If not, we'll move on. Okay. Okay, announcements. Anyone with announcements, please make your way to the podium at this time.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Boy, it's so wonderful to see such a full house and just about all familiar faces. And guests too, we appreciate you coming. I'm here asking for volunteers again. And this is about our 30th year of doing this, and that's delivering Christmas gifts. And that would be December the 14th, which is a Saturday. And for all those that have delivered gifts in the past, please raise their hand. Okay, and for all those who didn't raise their hand, you know, like every year for the last 30 years, the student council at Kilbourne High School and teachers in that whole community have raised money and bought gifts for needy families. And of course, they didn't want to deliver them. So we've been delivering those gifts for 30 years for them. So we need about 20 volunteers. I have a sign-up sheet that I'll start around, and there's only one sign-up sheet. And if we move it from table to table, I would appreciate it. And I should have it filled up by the time I leave with this large group. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank our Worthington District people here today for your support with our Interact clubs at Perry Middle School and Worthington Kilbourne. Your staff there is amazing, and we love working with our youth there. But on that note, I did want to share that the Worthington Kilbourne High School Interact Club is having a fundraiser on December 12th at Mod Pizza on Sawmill Road. I did flyer for the, you'll go order your pizza, pick it up, you bring the flyer, and 20% of the proceeds will go back to the Interact Club to help support their service efforts. So in our club newsletter, you'll see the flyer in the coming weeks, so please pay attention and look for that. And I thank you in advance for your support of the youth and their fundraising efforts. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our guests. I just wanted to give a shout out for our Christmas donations to the families that we adopt every year. It was great turnout. We bought all the gifts that the kids had on their wish list, and which is amazing. I want all of you to, on Christmas morning, when you're sitting there unwrapping gifts, to think about and appreciate what you've done to make this year so special for these families. And sometimes you just buy the gift, drop it off, but I want you to appreciate yourself for all the efforts that you do. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. All. Almost forgot. Some people left their gifts wrapped on their kitchen table or something like that. I'm not pointing at anybody, but no, others may have forgot as well. So Steve has been kind enough to let us use his facility to drop the gifts off. So if you could drop your gifts off, if you forgot them by Monday, I'll pick them up on Tuesday. So Steve's office, just drop your gifts. Thank you.
Fellow Rotarians, what time is it? It is poinsettia time. We have ravishing red, wondrous white, blushing pink, and marvelous marble colors for poinsettias. They're $14 a piece, or you can buy the groups of 10 for $12 each, or $120. Now, half the club has already purchased their poinsettias, and we're at the 480 so far. We still need another 150 to meet our goal. So we'd like you to sell them. We need the orders by next Wednesday. That's the day before Thanksgiving. So make it a thankful day for both Jim Miller and me that we've made our goal of 625. We do need help. On Tuesday, the 3rd of December, the poinsettias arrive so that we can sort them out so that people can pick them up on Wednesday. So we need some weak minds and strong backs to unload the truck on Tuesday afternoon. So volunteer and give your name to Jim Miller. Also, we need some help on Wednesday. Some of us have some pretty large orders. We need a little hand to get them delivered throughout the community. So if you can volunteer, we'd appreciate that too. Any other questions? Thank you.
Shirley has an announcement. Hold on.
Okay, if you're reading Jim's green alerts, sure you are, but you'll know that I'm the CRIS coordinator for our family from Afghanistan, which we don't know when they're coming, but it's like expecting a child. We know we're going to get one, but we don't know when. So I have been in touch with Teresa Gibson. She's the contact person there. And she is saying not to worry if you did not get to attend the seminar she had, because she's going to give us a video to watch. So I need your name and your best email address so that I can coordinate with the Worthington Presbyterian Church and we can move forward with this project. So be sure, and I only had 12 names, and I know there's a lot more people who are going to be on my call list. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Before I turn this over to Mr. Moulton, I think I should introduce one more guest. Dave Dewey, our Assistant District Governor, tried to sneak in, but he's right back there.
Job, the Rotary citation last year for Teresa and Jim, you guys earned it, you did all the right activities, so you're doing a great job, so keep it going.
Thank you. Mr. Moulton.
Me,
Oh,
that'd be me. That'd be the slow me. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Let me buzz you on over here. Don't trip on those cords. See if I can stay upright for this presentation. All right, George Norris, how many times have you been told to silence that phone? They're ringing during our program. Come here and get the pot. Wasn't that your phone ringing? Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, he looks at me befuddled.
He can blame himself.
You get to put $2 in there just because you didn't silence your phone. Prime that and you'll walk around. I have happy dollars out here. Come on, I know what much I, hey, right here. Don's a happy guy.
Yeah, that's right. I'm happy that my wife, Mary Ann, and I just got back from a historic trip to Virginia, where they are recreating some of the events from 200 years ago, when the last surviving Major General of World War II, General Lafayette, who came to us when he was 19 years old. World War II? No, the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, yeah, he would really be something. He was a survivor of a war that hadn't occurred yet, but he was the last,
Can you speak up now?
well, we went to the recreation of several events from the visit 200 years ago with General Lafayette, the last surviving Major General for World War II, who came to the United States at the age of 19. I'm sorry, you can't hear me. Oh, I don't have a.
No, you said World War II, Lafayette?
Lafayette, the Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the general in two revolutions, the French and the American, but the French eventually turned on him, but he stayed our friend. And he came to visit us just a few years before he died, a couple years before his friend Thomas Jefferson died. So they recreated several of the events with professional historical interpreters portraying Lafayette, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, all of whom attended a banquet at the University of Virginia. We had a reception in the same location where people are praying them and giving the same toast and such. Then went to Monticello, where he stayed with Thomas Jefferson for 12 days, got to see a recreation of his arrival at Monticello. We had James Madison's home, and saw a recreation of him arriving in a carriage driven by 4 beautiful horses. I doubt they had horses quite that nice in those days, but they did. He certainly would have had them on his carriage, so we got to get a lot of.
Yeah, was that $5? All right. Court Chapman's happy guy. What do you got there, Court?
I'd like to go back to an ancient tradition of this club, where we gave a dime for every year our birthday. And I'm happy to put 95 dimes.
Nice. Courtney, just make it 100. Just for taking it off my list.
Maybe we should sing happy birthday to him since it's so special.
What do you think?
He'll help us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Courtney. Happy birthday to you. All right, come on, I gotta move on. Wait a minute, can't hear it well. Go ahead, Shirley.
I'm very happy for my granddaughter, who is a senior at Hanover High School. It's where Dartmouth is. She signed a 42-page contract on National Signing Day last Wednesday to be on the Texas Longhorn crew team. And she's really excited about it. So anyway, so her new slogan is, and I can hardly do
They're
it.
cutting me out. They're cutting me out. Ken Cherry.
Mike, it's not a happy dollar, but for $10, I want to share a short Worthington Schools experience with the group. A few years ago, my great niece was a student at Worthington Estates. They had a special friends breakfast, and I was honored to be her invitee to join her at that.
Nice.
Shortly into it, she introduced me to the school principal, a gentleman who was named Mr. Messenheimer. And I immediately asked him, was your mother a Spanish teacher in ninth grade about 100 years ago? She said, yeah, that was my mom. I said, I want you to know that in all the years I went to Worthington schools, she was the only teacher that ever sent me to the principal's office. Because on the last day of school, we're out on the Hartford baseball diamond. The teachers provided us water balloons. I thought she had a sense of humor, so I threw one at her. We had to go to the penalty box for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Peggy?
The freshman at ODU this year wrote the freshman 5K and 10K races tonight, so he's.
Yeah. All right, congratulations. Jim?
I'm happy that I got to see the Buckeyes beat Northwestern at Wrigley Field last weekend.
Nice, yeah. All right, back here, Jim?
Well, I made an error in not making an announcement, so I'll have to make it as a happy dollar announcement that we're having our Ways and Means Committee meeting right after this meeting at 2300 Federated Drive. That's just right as you go across to the building. Exactly.
Clubhouse.
And you can park out front, there's many spaces. But there you can park on the street. So please come if you're interested in July 4th or you're on the Ways and Means Committee. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? All right, we'll try to get this through this pretty quick here. Anybody who volunteered to get a Christmas gift and left it at home on the counter. Please put $1 in. You might as well make it 2. I mean, you're gonna give up 2 anyway. There you go. There you go. I hate to single you out, but that was part of it.
Just want to let you know. This is-
Anybody that, raise your hands if you signed up to sell poinsettias for the club this holiday. All right. What? And the rest of you can put in $1. Okay, we're almost done. We'll get this half the room over here. This Thanksgiving coming up is one of the busiest holidays of the year for families to travel. You get to pick, is it first or second busiest travel holiday of the year for Americans? Consensus? Oh, you're not in that. Oh, yeah, you are in that group. Go ahead. You can answer for him. You can. What's that? It is. Thanksgiving is the #1 travel holiday in America. How about over here? This side of the room. How many Americans are projected to travel this holiday season? Within 5 million.
I can wait to get it either or.
All boats, like all.
I said within 5 million.
Well, I mean, with air and ground.
All modes of travel. American traveling. All kinds, all the Americans traveling. What is projected?
50 million.
50 million? Nope, wrong answer. Everybody over here gets to pay. 80 million people in the United States are projected to travel. Okay, I think that's it. Now we're getting on that.
Yeah, it always gets more than you think.
Yeah. All right.
So every once in a while, we are privileged to have a speaker appear before us who can remind us how little we've accomplished in life. That speaker today will be introduced by Lisa Federico.
So every other week, I stand up here and tell you how excited I am for our next speaker. And this time I really mean it. I met Carson and her mom a couple months ago. Carson's mom emailed me to let me know that her daughter had just published a book. I was so intrigued because are you 13 or are you 12?
I'm 12.
Okay, so she's 12. And how many of us out there have written a book? Congrats to you. How many of you have thought about writing a book but haven't gotten to it yet? Yeah, I know, I'm in that boat as well. And so here we have Carson, who's 12, who has already published a book. And this book, she's gonna tell you about it, but the sense of community that she brings to us and to our community, I think is super special and very fitting, right, for a Rotary Club. I'm just so thrilled to have you here. She has put together a presentation that is gonna knock your socks off. And I really am excited for her to be here today. Carson is a 12-year-old who loves gymnastics, the color blue, and has a huge heart for animals. She wrote Young Heroes, Big Hearts after noticing too much unkindness around her and asking, why can't our world be kind to everyone? Inspired by her fun, and these were her words, not mine, a bit crazy mom, they came up with the idea for a give back journal, and together they made it happen. And Carson is thrilled to share her book in hopes it brings smiles and inspires kindness to others. And with that, I give you Carson Todd.
I'm Carson Todd, the author of Young Heroes, Big Hearts.
Do you want this? It'll help move your slide. Go right. There you go.
Few of us know how to do that.
Sixth grade, and I'm 12 years old. I love gymnastics. I'm in level 6. I have a brother and sister, Austin and Brooke Todd, and my mom and dad. I also have a puppy named Days.
Hi, I'm Carson, the author of Young Heroes, Big Hearts. I wrote this book because I believe there should be more kindness in the world, and I thought this book could do exactly that.
We have these rental cabins, and my mom had an idea. What if we could do a give back journal for our cabins? I love the idea, but wanted to involve all kids with this journal. Then I got connected with Miss Jody, who helped publish and create this amazing book. My book journey, it all started with a small idea. I worked on what I thought could be an amazing book, and then I did some Zoom calls with Miss Jody because she lives a little while away. Then she gave us homework, like what font we wanted, how we wanted the color, what colors we wanted, and what the font was gonna be, and like how I wanted the cover. What I've learned lots through this process. How to follow through with something I was passionate about, stepping out of my comfort zone. It is hard, but it really helps you grow. It also helps me build a lot more confidence. I also love using my creativity to bring my ideas to life.
What?
It's on!
What's on?
The book! Oh my gosh! Ready for tomorrow!
That was when I first found out the book was on Amazon. And then the second photo over here is me and my publisher both holding up the book. The book. There are give back suggestions in the front. You get to write about your experience throughout the book, and there are many give back quotes in the book. How to get it? I have a website. It is on Amazon, and it is also on my Instagram. What's next? I've thought about many things on what could go with my journey. Some things that I've thought about was maybe we could write another book. I've done some book signings. I want to do a few more speaking opportunities. I've got the church, I want to get the church involved. I've done some community events, and we are having it sold in a few stores. Changing the world one act of kindness at a time. My hope is to get more people involved, make a bigger impact together, and give more back to inspire her. Inspire her. The vision for Inspire Her is to inspire young girls to dream big, believe in themselves, and to become more confident leaders in their schools and communities. A portion of every journal sold will go back to support and inspire her. How will you take action this week? Will you say hi to somebody new? If somebody hurts your feelings, will you try to forgive them? Or will you send a kind note to a friend just because? Maybe just place a blessing bag in your cart and give it to somebody that needs it. Any questions? Yes?
How long did it take you to write your book? Between when you first thought of it and when it came out?
It took me about 4 or 5 months.
Holy smoke, it took me 5 years. I just. You're good. You're amazing.
Yes?
So your book is a journal that kids can use to write about their activities, about how they've given back to the community.
Yes.
What are a couple of your favorite ones in the book that you'd like to share?
Some of my favorite ones are probably take cookies to like a neighbor, or like I love animals and stuff, so I love the one that it says take a neighbor's dog for a walk. Yes.
What's your next book gonna be on?
I'm not sure. I've like kind of thought about it, but not too much. Yes?
Do you have other of your classmates who are joining you and doing these things?
Actually, I have seen some of my classmates do the book. Oh, yes.
So what's your favorite class in McCord this year, being a middle schooler for the first time?
I love my ELA class.
I kind of figured that. That's English language arts.
Thank you.
For those of you that may not have known, being a writer, that's good that you enjoy that.
What are your favorite books?
I haven't really thought about this.
Well, you can think about it later and tell me later.
I'm not sure. I'll get back with you on that.
Okay.
So you've grown up in a family that gives back to our community through multiple different ways. Can you talk a little bit about a couple different ways that your family gives back?
A few ways that we have given back is we've done Meals on Wheels, which if you don't know, it's like people will pack like food and you go drive it to people's houses that can't get it themselves, which is one of the big ones we've done since we were little kids.
How big is the book? How many
Let's see it.
pages?
1 second, I'll show you.
This is,
Heroes, big heart.
yes.
Here, I can help you. Maybe you can walk us through the book and that'll promote it and maybe people will buy it then. Okay. Okay, so, ready? So,
Their number.
There are lots of like little notes,
little notes, okay?
and then there are some give back suggestions that I was talking about that has like a ton of things. If you don't know what you would like to do for the week, we have many that you could choose from.
Okay.
And then there are many weeks, and there's a give back quote and many different types of like, how am I feeling today? How will I give back? What will I do? And then like you say what you're grateful for, and like kind of showing like your experience that you get to write in a book.
Okay. What are the give back quotes? What is that about?
So this one is kindness is like a boomerang. It always comes back. And that was the one for this week, or for the week that you're showing. But then each week there will be like a different give back quote.
And where did you get those from? Did you make them up?
Yeah, a lot of them we did.
Okay. Anything else you want to highlight for us? Okay, that kind of shut me down. Next.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you first realized you were on Amazon, what went through your head?
Like, will this finally happen? Like, I never thought this would happen.
That's awesome.
Carson, how long did it take you from start to finish to get the book published on Amazon? How many months?
4 to 5.
4 to 5?
Yeah.
10 times faster than me.
So is this just for girls, no boys?
Oh, no, we've had it for boys and girls, and we have had all ages do it.
So do they write down some act of kindness and then refer back to it? And
Yes, so like you get a week that like you try getting it done, and then you write how it made you feel.
oh, okay.
So how much does this book cost?
It is $15.
Okay. That's a deal. Because it's inspirational.
So Carson, for those of us who have published books and unsuccessfully promote them, what is your fee for helping us to promote our book?
I don't know.
Being 12 years old.
Yeah, but she's succeeded at it.
Sounds like we have the last author society with us today.
How many books have you sold so far, you know?
Over 200.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Carson? If not, we want to thank you so much for coming today. Thank you very much.
Carson will be signing books when you leave at the end of the program today. Is that?
You gotta do more than just sell them out.
Ro just explained to me that the reason the rest of us can't sell our books is we're not nearly as cute as Carson is. We now have a raffle.
I got Carson reach in here and pick a ticket out, just one, okay?
Okay.
Dig deep, it's, you know. Okay. Last 4 digits are 6674, and we have $76.
Well,
Of course it's you.
The juvenile delinquent, is that what you mean?
All right, so the big pot is $1,124. All right, drum roll, ready? Ready?
No.
6693.
Oh.
Oh, guess who it is, Ro?
Is it me?
There needs to be an investigation about this.
So for our visitors, if I pull the ace of spades, I win that prize.
Please don't.
No, 40%, I think.
Shit. Oh, and she did it. This is on, we all know. Okay, before we wrap up, let's stand and say the 4-way test. Of all the things that we think, say, and do, first.
Is it true?
Second.
Is it fair? Well,
Third.
build goodwill and our friendships
Fourth.
will be beneficial to all concerned.
We are adjourned. For Rose's benefit, I will ring the bell.
Oh.
Great job.
Yeah.
Excellent job. So proud of you. Fantastic.
Yes.
I have like, yeah. I have myself.
All right, thank you.
There's the top.
Well, I thought I was gonna win. All right.
Okay, I love the story about Rob's mother. He didn't realize he had been the Spanish teacher. That it's not who I had in my grade. There has been Spanish teachers, because I had to send your benefit off. May have moved to the high school by then. His first year was my freshman year. And he was in ninth grade. Because I think there, that was quite we get our newsletter, I'll send it over. I have 50 actually, my dad what sounds that?
Pretty proud of you. Thank you. Good. It's a big success. He did a fun
Gotcha. Go, how we doing?
What's going on?
Debbie. That's really nice. Yeah, absolutely. That, yeah.
That's the problem.
It must be all that.
Yeah. So we'll go there.
We're on track today.
She came to the farmer's market and, hey, Lisa.
Yeah, so I just.
Trying to do that. Where's your bucket?
Buckets.
I gotta go buy more, spirits because I need to now worry I don't have enough. Yeah, but, all right, okay, I will see you tomorrow. It's really nice to meet you. Oh, why do you have to
Thank you for your. Thank you.